What is up, guys? Welcome to another video. I hope everything is fine. Hopefully the sound is good. So in today's video, it's been a while since I've streamed. I do apologize. The motivation is just not quite there. But anyway, let's just jump right into today's chart. We're going to cover pretty much everything. Dollar index, crypto bubbles, the stock market, Dow Jones. We're gonna look at some gaps that need to be filled on the Bitcoin chart. We'll look at the Fed tool, what the next rate hike will look like. We'll obviously cover all of the Hex ecosystem coins to see what's going on over there. So let's get started. What I wanted to do quickly was see if we do have I haven't looked at the cipher indicator in a while. This is just an indicator that shows buy signals. This is on the weekly. So actually we did have one last week, so that's cool. We had this little green button by green circle print over here. So each time these sprint, we do get a nice little run to the upside. I've been talking about this little pump for a while. We had this beautiful little W up here. We've talked about, we are currently in resistance. This is the reload zone right here. You can see that we are in a little bit of a resistance area. But this consolidation does look pretty good. I mean, we're moving sideways at the top of this range, so it does look like we want to go a little bit higher. There's currently a red dot printed here on the daily. The altcoins is suffering a little bit, and we'll look at the Bitcoin dominance now. So Bitcoin currently made a new high on the 4-hourly. This is very powerful, right? We're consolidating literally at the lows, so there's definitely more upside in the market. We've poked our head above here, so we've broken bullish market structure, so there's definitely a little bit more upside here. I mean, we had this measured move down here, right, from the bottom of the W to the top. I'm not sure if it has played out already. You just simply get your measured move. Yeah, so it is already moved out. Some of you who've watched the last few streams have actually hit the target. Now, generally what happens is that the market consolidates around this area and then continues to the upside. We've made new swing highs. Is this Bitstamp? No, this is actually not Bitstamp. I'm using Bitstamp because it is a spot market and the leverage exchanges tend to be a little bit scammy. So yeah, that is a new swing high. So we have in fact broken the downtrend. You want to see a swing high because you get rejections, lower high here, lower high here, lower high, lower high, lower high, and then we finally made a new higher high, right? So this is quite bullish. This is beautiful little W down there. I wonder if it shows up on the weekly. Yeah, it is on the weekly. So W is just a fancy way of saying double bottom, right? Let's put it out clearly. So double bottom down there. This is market structure for a reversal. I'm just going to remove everything. Put on the log chart. I quickly want to pull down a downtrend. So we haven't broken the downtrend yet. We can see in the past when we finally break these downtrends, you do have the... So we're currently rallying up to this resistance point over here. This was the last bear market over here. And there again, when we finally broke this, we retested it and off we go. So a little bit more room to go. We could actually break it in the next leg up. You then want to see maybe it come up and retest resistance or support by that time, and then off you go. So this looks really good. Not only that, we have confirmed breakdown on the dollar index, right? When the dollar loses value, your risk assets do well. And all the narrative was in the news. You had the European energy crisis. You had zero virus protocols in China, and obviously the war in the Ukraine. Now, all of those are very bearish narratives, right? And inflation, you can probably pour that on there as well. But all of these things have pretty much resolved by now, and actually the outcome was overall pretty much the best scenario for each of them. China has opened up. They are now producing again. Europe bought a lot of coal from South Africa, so they didn't freeze during the winter. The war hasn't really resolved itself. It seems like there's a little bit of rumors that we might be getting, there's actually an indicator we can look at, that Putin will be declaring war and saying that the special operation is finished. We can look at Lockheed and Martin. They produce missiles and some of the, okay, so it's actually breaking down. It's very interesting. NATO and Ukraine is currently losing a lot of ground, actually. So it's interesting to see, like, this has been happening in the last few days, and we've actually gapped lower. Now these gaps like to get filled, but this is a confirmed breakout, I mean a breakdown. So the weapon producers aren't doing that well. I mean, the invasion started down here, and we're pretty much almost back at the breakout levels. Okay, so that's quite interesting. Now, I told you guys we had this uptrend here on the dollar index. We now, I mean, you can't look at this and say this is not a breakdown. We've pretty much taken, I mean, we can even move it to that test over there, and it's still a breakdown. You got your breakdown, a retest, and the rejection. This is where the shorters, when this tries to retest it over here, it will then break down. So, I mean, this is a confirmed breakdown for the dollar. Obviously, this is good for us in crypto land, because then we get a little bit of relief. And we've seen just overall how well Bitcoin has done during this time. We can also look at the USDT, the dominance, how many people are actually holding stable coins. I mean, this is a textbook double top up here. You can see the rejection here. So more and more people are exiting their stablecoin positions. This would obviously mean that they are then putting their fiat into cryptocurrencies. So Bitcoin first, and then it will trickle down to all of the other coins. We can also see some of the altcoins doing quite well, but the Bitcoin dominance is rallying. Here it is. When it rallies, the altcoins lose some of their market share versus Bitcoin, or Bitcoin takes a little bit of the market share. We haven't even come down to retest it. We've just, this is good market structure, or, I mean, look at all these higher lows, right? Very bullish market structure, and you can just see we have broken out of this W down here. So this means we have a measured move to the upside that we can check out. This takes us all the way to 45.32%. This would obviously mean the altcoins would suffer a little bit versus Bitcoin, but there are some of them that will obviously catch a bit. We have seen the AI coins do really well. Yeah. I'm just quickly pulling up my YouTube because yes, everything seems fine. Just pause that. You can look at some of these altcoins. I'm redoing my Granny Style of Investing course, so I'll be promoting that again during the next bull run. It's pretty much that time to start getting back into the altcoins. This when Bitcoin rallies this aggressively, it just gives you a very good time to get back into the market, as it will push the altcoins down. We're finally breaking this line. By now is probably like a little bit of a meme, right? This is the S&P. We're breaking above this trend line finally. We've broken above it a few times now after getting rejected consistently like 4 or 5 times. We just need to close a candle up here, a candle body, maybe get a retest, and off we go. This will probably just, by now everybody's looking at this darn line, so it might just be ignored when it comes down. If we do get this final lower high, lower low here, or a higher low, excuse me. Bitcoin dominance, Dow Jones, and I mean, look at the Dow Jones. We're pretty much almost at all-time highs. We're 7% of the all-time highs. I mean, all of this bearish narratives, it's just such a clear indication that the news or fundamental events are lagging indicators. Like the news will talk about something when it's well past the point of being interesting or good information. So 8% of the highs. This company holds the most Bitcoin. MicroStrategies from, this is the 4 hourly. Let's just go to the daily. We made new lows here, which isn't the best to see. They sold a lot of Bitcoin at the bottom, obviously. So that is a good sign, actually, because you wanted these guys to get wrecked. And we're pretty much right back to the stock price of this when they started accumulating Bitcoin. I mean, this looks like a freaking altcoin. Let's just see how far it went down. Wow. So 90% on a stock. Can you believe it? And I actually think this is a good buy down here. But not yet. I mean, you would have to wait for it to pull back to the 61.8. Wherever it tops out. If it goes higher, you can see the reload zone just moves up. But the most important thing about markets is you want to wait for the market to come to you and not chase it, because you will get wrecked. The next Fed hike is almost at 100% predicted by the market to do a 25% basis point. That is the same amount we got previously. So we're going to be getting a 25 basis point by February. A 25% basis point in March, which is a few months after that. Then by May, that will take us to 5% by May. It seems like they will already stop rate hiking, and we will then probably see it for a few months at the 5% basis points. Let's see what June is doing. So keeping it at 5%. July still at 5%. And then by September, it seems like they will start lowering by September. Although probably by November it will be confirmed. Yeah, reducing in the, so the pivot, probably likely by September, but most probably by November the 1st, we will see the Federal Reserve pivot. And let's just get back to that. November, this is when generally the market crashes, because after that is generally when the Fed breaks the market, and by then they have to start. So we will probably see a nice dip in Bitcoin and the overall market by September of this year. So a good crash here. So this will give us a lot of room for the market to, now this is the weekly chart, to rally significantly all of your risk assets. This will be our rally area. This will bring the prices up nicely, so we can then get a nice dip in the market. We obviously want this price to be defended down here. This will make your higher high into the halvening, and by the halvening, the year after the halvening, you have your blow off top to wherever Bitcoin wants to top out. We can use the Fibonacci extension tool to see where we might be going. I'm looking at these levels. So by March, we have the halvening. Then I'm predicting the end of 2025, we have our top. So up here, this is where you want to be exiting the market, up here, all the way so probably here. Exit everything and run for the hills. This is also the end of the, what do you call it, the real estate market. So yeah, I've pretty much laid out what I'm looking for in the next few months. So yeah, we might just get right up to the 50% here into the short reload zone when the pivot happens in July. Rejection at that area, a retest of the lows, and your blow off top into your blow off top by the end of 2025. We buy here for the altcoin granny style of investors. This is where we will, shout out to Somi, your friend Somi on Twitter. He's been making a lot of content, and by this time we will know what the narrative is in the cycle. We can already see the AI coins popping off, but it's a little bit early, I think. And they have been in the market. There will be a new idea. Last time it was the NFTs and the DeFi era, right? This was the DeFi era. Then you had your NFTs, your gaming happened up here. Now, why can't I remember what all the narrative was down here? I mean, lots of the meme coins, right? So by this time, we will know what the narrative is, whatever the new exciting thing is. And then we can get those altcoins pretty cheaply down here and sell them all off on a double all the way up, right? So yeah, that's pretty much the layout for the next few years. Right into these resistance points up here. Bitcoin couldn't see 102K, 155K, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. I think right into that box. yeah, so the pivot in August, September, let's just see. Yeah, November, August, September. Probably by September I should move it on a little bit more. So when they start reducing the interest rates, the market crashes, because by then they've broken it. And not only that, they want their friends to be able to take leverage or loans when the interest rates are quite low, and like the institutions, they do not miss the bus. They will bring it back, right, all the way back into these bottom areas, so they can leverage up on loans and then buy their assets pretty cheap as well. So a double whammy, and rinse and repeat. That's how they become so powerful, or as powerful as they are. Do like the video, subscribe if you do enjoy it. If you do not, you can just leave, and that will just promote my video even more. So yeah, let's look at the Hex ecosystem. Communist coin doing quite well. Liquidity sitting at 100k, still 3/4 of this coin, or the liquidity on this coin, is sitting on buy orders, meaning that there is a lot of buyers that want to get in on this coin. It's popped off a few times. Actually, we've broken this W, this market structure here. This was the screen line here. We popped off, and now we're just consolidating. You probably get your retest back on this line, and then off you go. Icosa has been doing well. Hedron just chilling around its swing high, which is bullish, obviously. Still hasn't met its mark at the 2k area, which I expect to happen. And then Hex, just trading along. We've talked about X at the start of the video. No bearish divergences yet. Let's see here. Nope, it's not bearish divergence on the MACD. So that's all good to see. Still a little bit more upside. The RSI is not oversold as of yet. Let's pull up the MFI. Also not in the sell area. Let's look at the stochastic. The stochastic can chill at the top for quite a while. There are no bearish divergences yet, so this all looks pretty good. It does look like it does have a little bit more room to go to the upside, as expected. How long have we been streaming? 6 seconds. Zen to the moon. I mean, I looked at it earlier today. It seems like it's coming down. If you guys want me to look at other coins, do leave it in the comment section. I wonder if he's paying people to talk about this coin. I mean, you need this coin to start defending its lows. They're doing as much as they possibly can to create any kind of reason for this to go up. I mean, let's just be fair, because you can open up, what do you say? Anyone can start a liquidity pair, right? And someone obviously started it up at 1.6 cents, a very small amount, and it just sold off. But it did rally. This would mean that there were buyers here that was interested, and we can put it up from there. So 90% down, still a hefty amount. So there was quite a lot of liquidity buy at this time, and there were buyers interested. So we can say that this was perhaps fair value, right? So we can say it's just down 97%. Still not very good. You need these lows to be defended to get back to what I was saying. You need market structure, which is just higher lows. Maybe a breakout. Then you can pull up your Fibonacci retracement tool and then say, okay, right, I'm interested in these levels. We have defended the bottom. We have a market structure. We have a breakout. And I mean, there is no reason to be interested in this yet, unless you are trying to catch a falling knife, and you will get cut up a few times. No one times the bottom like that, unless you're looking at indicators, but the indicators are not valid on this because, I mean, the RSI simply just, I'm pretty sure it's just chilling up at the bottom here. This doesn't tell you anything at all. So I don't know if you were sarcastic or what, but anyway. Let's look at some of the altcoins. Let's see what they're doing. I should probably pull up Nomics and just do this systematically. Now, for those of you who don't know, I initially came to the HEX ecosystem after being a swing trader. I have never really been exclusive to HEX because I dabbled in shitcoinery. I was a swing trader, or a penny stock trader, if you want to call it that, where I would buy altcoins at these levels and then sell them off on a double. Eventually then pivoted into HEX, but I got into HEX on day 5, but traded that position, eventually selling all of it after the Godwell bump. So by that time I had like more than 1,000 subscribers, and I pivoted them all to HEX. And in the future I will continue to dabble in shitcoinery when the time is right, and we're getting close to that time. It's a lot like dollar cost average. I was generally into altcoins before I got into HEX, so I will always hold a large percentage of my position in HEX. I do love it because of the utility that it has, the fact that you hold it off exchanges, and I will always have more than 90% of my net worth in it. But with that small percentage left, I do dabble in shitcoinery. So if that's not for you, then this channel is probably not for you. The only time that I do go into the altcoins is when the bottom is in, right? So Shiba Inu, beautiful little W down here. This is not the area to be interested in this. Let me just remove everything else. The way I would do this is put a small percentage at each one of these levels. This just tells you that now is the time to be interested. All of these lows are defended. I mean, if we start breaking this W up here, there's massive moves to be made. And I'll just be selling off on a double and rotating those gains into other coins that haven't taken off yet. So Shiba Inu looking good. This is going to be doing well again. We just know that when the children are back into this market, they will buy these things, right? And we can see, and this is its second cycle, so expect it to do really well. Let's just see where this might be going in the future. So these are all upside targets, and by the end of the cycle, by the end of 2025, this is what this chart will look like, right? Although I want to get these coins cheaply, I'll be waiting for the blow off top and then getting it when it gets back down. Elon, I haven't really looked at this coin yet, but I mean, this looks just as good as... This is what you want to see, right? You want these coins to be defending their highs. Let's just pull up the unbalanced volume over here. And there's still a lot of volume interested in these coins. You can see the beautiful W. This hasn't broken out yet. New lows on H bar. It's rallying a little bit. This is the market gap. Either way, all of these coins are taking off. It's not to be chased right now. Look at Uniswap. Wow. So look at all this volume. Just shows people are still interested in this coin. SushiSwap. Also lots of volume. Like, volume is increasing while this price was going down. And on balance volume is simply how do you explain that? Like the difference between the bullish and the bearish volume. Bullish buys and bearish sells, and the sum difference of those two. Dogecoin, this is actually where you should be interested in getting Dogecoin for the next 3 years. Yeah, I mean, all of these things look pretty darn good. Now Dogecoin hasn't taken off yet. This EGL doesn't look the greatest. It's made new lows. I should probably pull up the RSI and see if we have divergences. We actually do have divergences. Now, divergences is simply that the indicators are going higher, yet the price is still going lower. Let's just quickly, bullish divergence on SHRB, bullish divergence on Elon, bullish divergence on HBAR. So all of these altcoins, I mean, look really, really well. Bullish divergence on Sushi, on Dogecoin, on EGL. And this is even more powerful. Although the volume is not great, it does look good. I mean, there's a nice little divergences here. Sand, this is your gaming narrative, right? I think it's a game. Not quite sure. You buy land in it. That I know, I'm sure. No divergences on the RSI though. It's not that powerful. INJ. This looks really good. Lots of volume. Wow, interested. The RSI, bullish divergences. Although the price went higher. And if we pull this from the lows, we can see that we are still inside of the reload zone. Now the reload zone is just the area between the 61.8 and the 78.6 level. I mean, this is screaming a buy, right? But you need to learn the little lady strategy, and I will tell you guys when it is ready. Beautiful W. Now obviously, wow, this is also insane. Just a lot of volume, like people aren't leaving this coin. Do we have bullish divergences? Although no, we don't have bullish divergences yet. We don't have market structure yet. We need this to top out. Has downtrends? No, downtrends hasn't even been broken yet. So this can move sideways for a long time still. You're in finance. So no bullish divergences. I mean, this volume looks weird. What's up, Crypto T, FS? What's up, dude? Yes, bottom. Yes, I think so as well. Crypto T, communist coin, please. What do you want me to look at communist coin for you? I mean, it looks really good. I looked at it at the start of the stream, right? Let's just remove everything. I mean, we've broken out. If we put up the, or remove the candle bodies, you had this beautiful W here, right? We have broken out. We are now retesting it. The breakout point, which was over here. Let's just see where the highest point was. 1527, 1527. So here, let's just change the color. So that's the breakout level. You want to see a retest now, which is in the works. And when you get the retest, you have a measured move, boom, all the way up here at 36. So lots of upside. There's a lot of volume. There's a lot of liquidity. There's a lot of buyers that's going to chase this when this breaks out. So everything looks really good. There's not much more to say about that. Yeah, it's bullish. It's bullish. I really like it because there's lots of intricacies in it. There's a restaking feature which looks at your previous stake, and if you do not stake longer than that previous stake was, you don't get to claim any more communist coins. And if you mint your coins and sell 100% of them, then you will incur a debt, which means you can't claim any more coins unless your mint is more or less than the amount of debt you had. That would mean that you would need to stake more HEX, a large amount of HEX, so that 25% start bonus that you get. Let me just gather my thoughts. So it's quite complicated. I mean, there's lots and lots of intricacy in this coin actually, and I like it a lot. So then you would need to make a large enough stake that 25 start bonus is more than the debt that you have incurred, or you need to make multiple stakes, right? I made a mistake. You need to have it staked. You need to have more communist coins staked than you have debt incurred, right? We can probably pull up the communist dashboard over here. I don't want to log into my MetaMask either way. Yeah, so I've been thinking about it a lot, and when I finally have figured it out for myself, I'll make a larger video or a standalone video about it. Yeah, I just need to wrap my head around it. So all of these people that are dumping the price like that would need to stake more HEX if they want to do it again. And they aren't going to be able to, and then obviously you get more communists 36 days before your stake ends. So that is another way where you can obviously get more communists staked to nullify that debt that you have on the system, on the contract. So yeah. So you either need to stake more HEX, or you need to stake more communists when your stake ends to get more out to dump on the market. So yeah, it keeps the price up and it incentivizes staking more hex. And you do not get more communists if your stake that you have ended isn't more than your stake that you ended. I think I repeated myself, but either way, I hope you get what I'm saying. Lots of intricacies in this coin. Polkadot. Do we have bearish divergences down here? I mean, we don't have bearish divergences, but all of these coins will most likely come back in the future. And that's the thing. That's why I laugh at people that say Hex is done as well. I mean, all of this is coming back. FTM is a layer 1 coin, and I'm with Somi, your friend, on this one, that I do not think the layer 1 side chains will do as well as the new narrative that will come when it finally does come. Very strong bullish divergences here on the RSI. We do have a little W down here, a beautiful little W, and this is already played out. This just shows you where you should be interested down here, 23 cents. I mean, all of these look beautiful. Whatever this coin is, looks pretty wow. I mean, it's defended its lows. SNX looks good. BCH, this is Bitcoin Cash, new lows. Bearish, bullish divergences, still a lot. It will do well. You will be able to get a few doubles off in this coin. Atom. We should probably look at these coins versus BTC. Now this is X, right? Lots of volume interested. We've got hidden bullish divergences at the bottom here. I mean, when this finally does bottom, it's going to be insane. We don't have W's yet. This looks a lot like Phantom, not really. Wherever this tops out, maybe we top out over there. We then pull up our Fibonacci tool, and this will show where we should be getting in if we want really cheap prices. But in X, you have the cool feature of staking and getting all of these free airdrops like Hedron, Communist, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be more. I keep saying that every time. I do think there is going to be more airdrops in the future. Crow.com. This is an exchange token. No bullish divergences down here. There is a lot of volume still interested in this, but the exchange owns the vast majority of this. FTE, yeah, anyway, should probably just remove FTT token from my list. DYDX, I mean, this looks really good. The lows have been defended from June. Lots of volume interested. This is a decentralized exchange. It had an airdrop. Technically bullish divergences if we put on the line chart, because price went lower. And the indicators are going higher. And this is more valid because the indicators print when the candle actually closes. Ravencoin, VeChain. Do we have bullish divergences? Actually not. Still a lot of volume interested, but not like insane. We do have bullish divergences on the volume, which is good. So we have been live 44 minutes. We've looked at a lot of the market. Another important thing to know is that the market will come down You can see this high that it's made here, a large W, or this is just, W is just a cool way of saying double bottom or higher lows. And this little W here, the market wants to come back and retest these level, this breakout level of the previous cycle. You can see that's exactly what we've done. We've come down to retest it, and we've actually failed. It will now react as resistance, right? We can do the same with HEX. You can see the market structure, the higher lows. You've got your swing high over here. This was the New Year's pump. It acted as resistance, came back as support, and we have now retested these levels. Oh, beautifully retested them and confirmed, actually. This is called your Wyckoff check. And there you have it. I mean, that looks really good. So it's just more upside from here. It can take a little bit more punishment on Bitcoin versus Bitcoin, but that would just coincide with a massive rally in Bitcoin. That tends to happen because Bitcoin tends to beat the altcoins down a little bit. So the altcoins will lose value versus their BTC pairing, but still keep a lot of strength or their value against the US dollar, right? Versus Ethereum, I mean, yeah, technically there is a little bit more upside, but this just coincides with ETH outperforming the other altcoins. And ETH being so largely connected to BTC will just follow BTC as it pumps, right? I mean, we've broken down trends, all of them. So yeah, we just need to create market structure, higher lows to this side of the downtrend. I mean, the market looks a lot better, right? So with that being said, please like the video. Subscribe. Shout out to my most recent subscriber, Louis Anthony. Thank you for subscribing. If there are any other coins that you want me to take a look at, please leave them in the chat now. While I give you guys a moment, let's just quickly look at ETHW. Okay, so this is the proof of work fork of Ethereum. It's pretty oversold up here. It's good to see it rallying because we do have a fork of HEX on that chain. And let's quickly look at see what HEX is doing on proof of work. Just scroll down until you see that the icon is changing. Here it is. So not doing much. So yeah, and it's just holding its prices up here. It's forming its bottom down here. And yeah, I'll just take mine. So there's no requests yet. So with that being said, we will end this stream right here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys